Taldorei Reborn offers more player options for you to be able to play a character that practices Hemocraft, magic empowered through the use of blood. In this video, I'm giving you a build using one of these options to play a blood magic wielding hero just in time to play in a Call of the Netherdeep campaign. Hey everyone, welcome to Dungeoneer's Pack. This is Josh and thank you for watching. Before jumping into the build, here are some things to keep in mind. I'm going to focus on levels 1 to 10 as most campaigns are played in this level range, and builds on this channel are built with the focus on the concept, but also will be viable for combat and roleplay. There are 3 goals for this build. The first is that this character will have a few alternative ways to heal the party, as well as have access to a healing spell. The next is that this build will be able to withstand some pain that it causes to itself. We will have some options that will help us mitigate the pain so we can gain. The last goal is that we will be going in with a party support focus, but still be able to take advantage of some of our features that are geared towards our offensive options. For this build's ability scores, prioritize intelligence to support our class abilities and skills. This character has learned to survive using their wits, choosing to assess the situation before acting. Follow that up with constitution for a solid pool of hit points because we will need it to power some of our features. Then choose dexterity to provide a boost to our armor class and initiative. This character not only thinks on their feet, but they are light on them too. Next is wisdom, as this character is slightly more aware of their surroundings compared to others, followed by charisma, and strength is our dump stat. The idea behind this character is that they appear as a well-to-do doctor, traveling from village to village helping the local folk with their ills, but is secretly a member of one of the cleric orders, wielding the power of blood magic to defend these villages from supernatural creatures that threaten them. So when it comes to our race, I need an option that not only fits in the Exandria setting, I need one able to obtain abilities that can play into the doctor identity. For these reasons, I went with Variant Human. Variant Human lets us place a +1 into 2 ability scores of our choice, but what I'm really after is the skill proficiency and feat option to give us the ability to play a doctor. For the skill, I went with Medicine, and for the feat, I went with Healer. With the Healer feat, we can use the Healer's Kit to provide a small but significant amount of hit points, and if we were to stabilize a creature using the kit, they regain 1 hit point. Since our character has spent a considerable amount of time studying medicine and Hemocraft, for our background I went with Sage. The Sage background will give us proficiency with the Arcana and History skills, and we learn 2 languages of our choice. Arcana represents our understanding of magic and more specifically Hemocraft. History can be used to reflect back on the events that have occurred from various villages and towns we have traveled through. Now getting into the level breakdown, starting at level 1, we will be taking a single dip into Artificer. Artificer is the perfect class to reflect our abilities as a physician while also providing a substantial boost to our defenses. Notably from our class proficiencies, we can wear medium armor, use a shield, and have proficiency with constitution saving throws. Being able to wear medium armor and use a shield will grant a substantial boost to our armor class. Constitution saving throws will help us maintain concentration on key spells that buff our allies or lock down the enemy. We also gain proficiency with Thieves' Tools, Tinkerer's Tools, and a tool of our choice, and I went with an Herbalism kit so we can concoct potions or other medicines to help our allies, and we also have proficiency with the investigation and perception skills. Magical Tinkering will let us craft a small cantrip-like device that produces a number of minor effects, and we can cast cantrips and first level spells, and here are my recommendations. Acid Splash as our go-to damage option. Guidance to support our allies with ability checks, taking on a mental role in the party. Light, Spare the Dying as another option to help stabilize party members if we run low on healers kits. Cure Wounds as our definitive healing option. Detect Magic, Disguise Self to help hide from those that hunt practitioners of Hemocraft, False Life, Identify, and Purify food and drink. With level 2, we will be jumping right into the Wizard. As a Wizard, we pick up Arcane Recovery and even more spells. Arcane Recovery will let us get back some spell slots on a short rest. For Wizard cantrips and first level spells, here are my recommendations. Mage Hand, Message, and Minor Illusion, as any of these will be a perfect utility cantrip to have on hand. Also consider Sapping Steam for an alternative damage cantrip to potentially drop an enemy prone for our party members to take advantage of. Comprehend Languages, Find Familiar to help with some scouting and act as our own personal medical assistant, Gift of Alacrity, Magic Missile, Shield, and Sleep. At level 3, we continue with the Wizard class and gain our subclass. I'm going with the Blood Magic subclass from Taldorei Reborn. The subclass allows us to empower our spells with blood to improve our casting with the Blood Channeling and Sanguine Burst features. Blood Channeling turns our character into an arcane focus for our spells as long as we are under our hit point maximum. In addition to this, whenever we cast a spell that requires a material component, we can replace it by using our own hit points by taking a d10 necrotic damage for every 50 gold that the item is worth. Sanguine Burst also hits our hit points when casting a first level spell or higher. If we take damage equal to the spell's level, we can reroll a number of damage die equal to our intelligence modifier. Next, at level 4, we can start casting second level spells, and here are my recommendations. For some options to control our enemies, Blindness, Deafness, Hold Person, and Web. Some options to support our allies, consider Enhance Ability, Enlarge Reduce, Vortex Warp, and Wither and Bloom. Misty Step and Mirror Image is our go-to defensive tools. And for our damage spell, Ray of Enfeeblement. For level 5, we have the option between an ability score increase or our feat, and I went with the feat choosing Tough to increase our hit point maximum to mitigate some of the pain we will take from our subclass features. With level 6, we can start casting third level spells, and here are my recommendations. Counterspell and Dispel Magic to deal with enemy enemy spellcasters. Fireball because it's just too good. Life Transference has another way to heal our allies at the cost of our own health. Remove Curse, Slow, and Speak with Dead. When we hit level 7, we gain the retaliatory feature Bond of Mutual Suffering. Whenever we are hit by an attack from a creature we can see, as a reaction, they can take damage equal to the damage we took. At level 8, we can start casting 4th level spells, and here are my recommendations: Banishment, Blight, Confusion, Control Water, Greater Invisibility, Polymorph, and Sickening Radiance. Hitting level 9, we have the option to choose an ability score increase or a feat, and this time I went with the ability score increase, choosing Intelligence to boost our spell attacks and spell save DC. And finally, for level 10, we can cast 5th level spells, and here are my recommendations: Bigby's Hand, Cloud Kill, Hold Monster, Mislead, Planar Binding, Rary's Telepathic Bond, and Synaptic Static. Now for our pros and cons. For our pros, we aren't a frontliner, but we can take a hit. With a decent armor class, a tough feat, and key defensive spells, we will be able to dodge or take an attack or two. Still, best practice is to sit in the back and cast away, so don't get too cocky. While our blood magic subclass features help out with the damage dealt, our spell list is where our real power is at. With our spell list, we will be able to make allies shine by either buffing them or locking down an enemy with a control spell which they can take advantage of. Now for our cons. Like I just said, our focus is to be supportive. This build isn't geared towards doing massive amounts of damage. With a few different spell options, you can very well build it that way if that's what you're looking for. The last con is that the single level dip does slow down our spell progression. We don't lose out on spell slots, but we are trading access to higher level spells for better defenses. It's just something to keep in mind. If you're looking to play this character idea but don't have or want to use Taldorei Reborn, the War Magic subclass is a solid option, as you can just reflavor your spells being casted through Hemocraft and have the added flavor of being taught to use your magic for combat. With that said, I want to hear from you. What type of character would you make that uses blood magic? Let me know down in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, and if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Alright, I'm out of here. Have a good one.